Yeah, so here we are. We had a great start of the session today. So thank you for being here, for being present here, live in class, live here, right here, just in the silence of this moment. Then you see that the practice is continuous. It is not something that okay, now we're going to practice this. It doesn't stop. It's continuous. So continuously we have the opportunity to calm down, to let our perception just collapse, and still recognizing that we're totally present here. It has nothing to do with anything, literally anything, any form, any setup. No, you take this wherever you go. And this can the best be demonstrated, like sitting still, listening to some music together in high expectancy of the moment that is arriving. High expectancy. It's like, whoa, I cannot wait. Whatever is going to happen, I cannot wait for it. It is so still. I love to be surprised with an overwhelming stillness. And this would be a great moment to let that occur. So you see, the practice is continuous. Whatever appears to be going on is all kinds of events, movements, and apparent conflict, apparent emergencies, apparent whatever. This is still here, and this is now, and it's still, it's quiet, and it's completely you. Like, you will not have a doubt that it is you being present here. Nobody needs to tell you that. Like, you cannot be present as someone else. You are present here as you. Well, that was the requirement. You just showing up as you, being present in this stillness, in the quiet, in the deep recesses of your mind, all in this stillness. Then you allow your world to collapse, to come to a deeper experience of yourself, because it will manifest, it will be given to you, it will open up inside yourself just like that. Like, it has nothing to do with form anymore, with your interaction with the world or none. You don't need to do anything in order to get there. But literally, you need do nothing. So that's so beautiful if we start like this, coming into this light and communication, just like that, feeling totally embraced, feeling totally loved. And that is your experience of yourself in this silence. It will not be different. It will increase in say, intensity for you, like to an unbearable lightness. And does that sound great or what? So don't take me on my word, but have your own experience. So this is a miracle work meeting that we have right now. And I decided to put the nets in the background. I was just uploading some pictures, and then I saw, like, oh yeah, this picture I made too. I was somewhere in the harbor in Rome, or close to Rome, and it was such a great thing. Like, these nets were just laying there, they were left behind, and of course then the biblical association comes with it, like leaving your nets, letting it go, and actually say starting to come into a discipleship. I'm following a discipleship where you're no longer the determiner of what is going to happen, but you actually are open to receive guidance and to be content with the place that you find yourself and the situations that are coming up, knowing that they hold like the total best for you, to see that light will always shine darkness away, that certainty will always shine away doubt. So what is wrong with any situation if that can occur? But see, we start in our miracle work because I agreed to connect this exactly to where we find ourselves, to make it really practical and to bring it really down to the daily experience of you. And that's a total pleasure, I can tell you that. Like, see the inspiration coming in from all ways, all sides, seeing how much provision there is to help you grow your faith in that sense, grow your experience, grow your certainty. That's a nice word, like growing your certainty in seeing this at work. It's also a beautiful one. So it's like boom. So this is the theme of today is a bit like faith. It is about faith, and not just blind faith, but really looking at it, what it actually means. So here we are. Since we're in the miracle work class, the miracle is taken first on faith, because to ask for it implies the mind has been made ready to conceive of what it cannot see and does not understand, right? So this is how we started our day. This is how we started entering into this meeting. We were just quiet. Suddenly you see everything collapse. You see like, okay, it's not about form. There's something else going on. I can't see it. I don't understand it, but it's definitely working. It's definitely communicating, because I suddenly feel myself so incredibly loved and embraced. Well, yeah, what did happen? It must be a miracle. So the miracle is taken first on faith. So that's in the sense of entering into this meeting. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I trust what is going on. I'm allowing a change to occur just by entering into this meeting, just by sitting still and waiting and being open and receptive. And then we'll see what happens, that kind of attitude. But in fact, what you do in that moment is asking for a miracle to come to you. And the miracle being the shift from the horizontal to the vertical plane. Suddenly you feel that the limitations that you're so familiar with are lifted from you for no reason whatsoever. Okay, so I continue. Yet faith will bring its witnesses to show you that what it rested on is really there. You know, so you came into this meeting, you're relaxing, you're just open to receive anything. And suddenly you see that you actually can rely on what is occurring, because it starts to feel truly good. I can trust what is going on. That's the expression of that. And thus the miracle will justify your faith in it. You can actually trust what is going on and show it rested on a world more real than what you saw before. A world redeemed from what you thought you saw. So this is so down to earth happening in this moment. You know, it's like, this is exactly what happens in this moment. We're sitting here. I'm looking at you. You're looking at me. but not as a form, not as a body, not as anything else. It's like, no, there's something else happening. But what it is, I'm not sure. I don't understand what's going on. I don't really see it, what's going on. And yet at the same time, I feel it deep inside of me. It's like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. This, I had no idea that this was possible. And I cannot put my finger on it, but it is definitely there. So, in fact, I use this like my visual interpretation. I don't use that as a guideline of the actual occurrence that is happening right now. No, I'm allowing something else to occur. I'm asking for a miracle. I love to be lifted out of my horizontal plane of associative thinking, objective thought, all this, however you call it, dualistic thinking. So here we are, entering into the miracle procedure, not knowing anything, but at the same time, it's like literally practicing faith, having faith in what is occurring. Because you're ready for a new experience of yourself. And see, it's not that the fireworks go off or that suddenly there's a whoosh, boom, wash, wash, wash experience. No, something very subtle changes. Your horizontal association is suddenly not of any importance anymore. It's like it becomes totally flat. It was 3D, but it actually became like flat. And suddenly you feel the connection and you feel the communication that is possible. And it makes you indescribably happy. And you feel totally embraced and loved. And everything suddenly starts to make sense. All right. So this is I would love to bring this into, say, exemplification. Like I bring this in as a demonstration, not anything else. And that is so great to see that we can actually talk about it while it happens. Amazing, amazing. So another sheet that I love to share, because if we're talking about faith, we have something coming up, because I'm taking another step with you then. Let's see if I can read this, because I got it well fitted into my screen, but it's a bit too big. So yeah, okay, now I can read it. Wow. So here we are with Jesus. He just came around the block, so to speak. He just came around. He is, yeah, setting his first steps close to John. So this is coming from John, John the Baptist. And something is happening. So, and I'm actually using this story, so to speak, as an example of faith, taking a leap of faith, you know, doing something that is quite a step. Like that's not a normal human step that you make, entering into your discipleship. Like if somebody would turn up for you and say like, "Oh, come and follow me," there must be something there that convinces you, and that might not be something that you see, that might not be something that you understand, but you feel that you have to do it. Okay, so using this. The following day, Jesus wanted to go to Galilee, and he found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now, Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." And Nathanael said to him, "Well, can anything good come out of Nazareth?" And Philip said to him, "Come and see." Jesus saw Nathanael coming toward him and said of him, "Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no deceit." Nathanael said to him, "How do you know me?" And Jesus answered and said to him, "Before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you." And Nathanael answered and said to him, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." And Jesus answered to him, "Because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? Oh, you will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Most assuredly, I say to you, hereafter you shall see heaven open, and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man." See, this is what I mean. It's like this just seems to be like a story in which you're invited to follow, like, and these disciples are starting to follow, and they wonder, how does Jesus know them? How does Jesus know something about Nathanael? Like, how did he know that he was under the fig tree? Whatever, somewhere he saw him somewhere, and because of that occasion, Nathanael said, "Oh, how do you know that I was there?" It's like, you must surely be the rabbi, yeah. You must be the Christ. You must be the Holy One. And then Jesus answers, and he says, like, "Oh, just because I saw you under the fig tree and you recognize that as something true about you, well, wait a minute. There's more of that. If you want some recognition, there's more of that." Like, Jesus gives him immediately everything in such an overwhelming way. It's like, you will enter into heaven, and say, ascending down and up. Heaven will, the angels of heaven will ascend on the Son of Man, ascend and descend. And in fact, it's like, you have no idea what you get yourself into here. If you have a recognition that you like, that I just shared, it's like, okay, here we are. We meet here. We come to this meeting and we meet here, and here we are. You know, it's like, yeah, great. Yeah, I know you're from there and there. And then it's like, no. Wait a minute. There's much more that I know you from. You have no idea what is going to be given here in the recognition of our connectedness. Like, you have no idea what is going to be offered. It is out of this world, literally, what is being offered. And so you can completely trust what is going on. So your faith is just like a mustard seed. Is also a biblical reference then, but like a mustard seed, it will grow out into a big bush. And not that this has anything to do with form. No, you could see that when you enter into this meeting, you calm down, suddenly feeling the connectedness of meeting in this place that we cannot see and cannot understand, but is certainly there. That's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. There's more. There's so much more. You have no idea. So I love this. I love this as a say, a story, allegory, as a story to tell. Also in following this discipleship. It's like, if you think there's a sacrifice being asked in any way, well, let me assure you that there isn't. There's no sacrifice asked at all. So that's really beautiful. So this is a bit of like a warming up. Warming up for the rest that I'm going to share with you. And it has all the same charge, if you want. Like, it has a heavenly charge that is so amazing that it cannot be put into words, but you recognize it. And You might feel it. Suddenly your body energy starts to increase. It's like, I'm getting hot, or this is happening, or that is happening. You will see how that is for you. All right, so I'm using now the Urtext to read from, and then we go immediately into chapter 19, which I tell you a little bit about. It's like chapter 19 as the title in the Urtext, Beyond the Body. And this is a great title for a chapter, of course, very interesting in our, say, resurrection in progress, that we're actually on day 7 now. Like, we're on the way to having undergoing is a better word, undergoing the undoing of all these ideas that we hold about this body. Well, this is the same with how we entered into our meditation today, or into our meeting. It's like the form will not determine the experience. Our understanding will not determine our experience. No, this goes beyond that. So it goes beyond the body. It goes beyond your bodily ideas. Okay, so beyond the body. And this is pretty wild and amazing. I can tell you that. Look at the first line. We said before, when a situation has been dedicated wholly to truth, peace is inevitable. So this is one great line to contemplate, right? We said before, when a situation has been dedicated wholly to truth, peace is inevitable. Its attainment is the criterion by which the wholeness of the dedication can be safely assumed. So that's nicely stated. So don't let yourself be distracted by the words. And bring it back to your own experience. It's like we said before, that when a situation is dedicated wholly to truth, peace is inevitable. Well, there we go again. I'm just using the way that we enter into this meeting, sitting still together, having some music being played, allowing the world to fall apart, allowing just the whole imagery to be for what it is, and leaving that, in fact, dedicating ourselves to truth, because that's basically what we do. We invite the miracle to come. Peace is inevitable. So how does that peace feel? Very still, very quiet, beautiful embrace, like an embrace. Very lovely, it's very lovely, very still. And you see, like, when you do this in any situation, when a situation has been dedicated wholly to truth, peace is inevitable. So in fact, we could stop here. This is all you need to know. So we go into detail now, but basically it comes back to this line. So when a situation has been wholly dedicated to truth, peace is inevitable. Light, peace, joy, all that is inevitable. Its attainment is the criterion by which the wholeness of the dedication can be safely assumed. But we also said that peace without faith will never be attained. We also said that peace without faith will never be attained. For what is wholly dedicated to truth as its only goal is brought to truth by faith. This faith encompasses everyone involved. For only thus the situation is perceived as meaningful and as whole, and everyone must be involved in it, or else your faith is limited and your dedication incomplete. Oh, that's so lovely. Every situation, we continue, every situation, we will just do the introduction today because it's so full. every situation properly perceived becomes an opportunity to heal the Son of God. And he is healed because you offered faith to him, giving him to the Holy Spirit and releasing him from every demand your ego would make of him. Thus do you see him free. And in this vision does the Holy Spirit share. And since he shares it, he has given it. And so he healed through you. It is this joining him in a united purpose that makes this purpose real, because you make it whole. And this is healing. The body is healed because you came without it and joined the mind in which all healing rests. Wow. Okay, I'll stop right here. Wow. So that's so amazing. So talking about an opportunity to heal here, in this situation, handing it over completely to Spirit. The only purpose is healing. The inclusion of everyone in this, not keeping anyone outside, giving this wholly to truth, giving this moment wholly to truth, doing that, including myself in it too. See, this goes on. It's an actual real occurrence, and it's happening right now. You're in it. You're in it. So this is your demonstration of that, and it works. It's like you actually offer faith to your brother by doing that, by not responding to anything that you see, not taking that out on him, not wanting anything from him, not, like all this completely empty hands. You come and say, like, here I am. I have no idea. I don't understand what's going on. I've no idea. But I trust what is going on. I have total faith in what can be given in this instant. It doesn't depend on my doing, but I'm a whole part of it. Like, we have a shared purpose of healing. We have a shared purpose of coming to know ourselves. In that, healing can occur because the Holy Spirit, like your Holy Spirit, unites with you in that idea. In that, it becomes real. And that's an experience. It has nothing to do with understanding anymore. But I love it here in the text that the word faith comes in. It's like, yeah, you don't know what that is. That's why it's faith. Like, it's like you trust it, so to speak, with a capital I. You trust it. That's your faith in it. And that's all that's being asked too. Like, it doesn't need to be more. You trust what is going on. You put your faith in it. And then wait and listen and be open and allowing every thought that you have to be undone, to let go of, instead of picking it up, associating with it, engaging with it, in order to get something. It's like, no, that would be human communication. So this has nothing to do with that. This has nothing to do with a physical appearance. It has nothing to do with a body. But it affects the body, absolutely. Because in fact, it is like recognizing, you are recognizing its proper place in your whole setup, in your whole hologram, in your whole way of looking at yourself. You start to recognize what it actually is. So that in itself, opens up the way for healing, for physical healing too, for leaving this idea that you held about yourself, about your physicality, to leave that for what it is, not fighting it, not resisting it, not anything else, just allowing that to be, and seeing it, in fact, for just an instant in its proper perspective, just as meaningless as any other form in the whole hologram or picture of yourself. That is so amazing. That's so amazing. But see, it is not that it stops there. It is just what happens when you do that. I cannot speak about that. I cannot speak about it. It is an experience. It is such beautiful experience. It is such a great thing to recognize my total connectedness to you, my total love for you. That's what makes this. It's like, that's inexpressible. I wouldn't know how to do that. So that is so great. And I love this example that we have today, that we can use to take a look at what is occurring. So a couple of things that we see, like one situation, wholly dedicated to truth. The result of that is inevitably peace and quiet, peace, silence, stillness, love, connectedness, joy. So that means too, the other way around, and if you don't experience peace, but still are cooking in some kind of, got it right, then you didn't give it wholly to truth. Otherwise it would say, bring you there. It is as simple as that. And then you try again. You try again to give that away, to put all your faith wholly to truth, wholly in truth. This whole situation you hand over to truth, to your Holy Spirit, only for the purpose of total inclusion and letting this become whole in your experience. We said before that when a situation has been dedicated wholly to truth, peace is inevitable. Its attainment is the criterion by which the wholeness of the dedication can be safely assumed. But we also said that peace without faith will never be attained. For what is wholly dedicated to truth as its only goal is brought to truth by faith. This faith encompasses everyone involved, for only thus the situation is perceived as meaningful and as whole, and everyone must be involved in it, or else your faith is limited and your dedication incomplete. Every situation properly perceived becomes an opportunity to heal the Son of God. And he is healed because you offered faith to him, giving him to the Holy Spirit and releasing him from every demand your ego would make of him. Thus do you see him free. And in this vision does the Holy Spirit share. And since he shares it, he has given it. And so he healed through you. It is this joining him in a united purpose that makes this purpose real because you make it whole. And this is healing. The body is healed because you came without it and joined the mind with a capital M, in which all healing rests. So thank you for this moment, and for your dedication to truth, and for your faith that you want to extend to me and to your brothers, to everything, to everyone involved. And offering faith, it's like, it is not that you have to do more than that. It's like faith then is in fact the recognition for yourself that there's another opportunity to deal with everything. That's the one opportunity that you don't understand and can't see, but that you put your faith in. That is what is asked of you, in the situation that you find yourself. Then every situation becomes an opportunity to heal. You only have to do that. And that's in one of the miracle principles. I can see if I can find it in a second, in the Miracle Healer's Handbook. See, it's like this principle. A miracle is a service. It is the maximal service you can render to another. It is a way of loving your neighbor as yourself. You recognize your own and your neighbor's worth simultaneously. In fact, you put faith in that. You just give your faith in it, that there's another opportunity that you can say experience together. So that's a way of loving your brother as yourself. That's one. Here's another miracle principle. Miracles transcend the body. They are sudden shifts into invisibility, away from the bodily level. That is why they heal. See, and that is no magic. It is not magic. So it is not anything else than what you experienced when you enter into this meeting. Like, it's not anything else. Sudden shifts, like suddenly you start to see the body for what it is, just as, say, in fact, just as meaningless as any form that you can perceive. But in the recognition and in the faith that you put in the something else, in that what has nothing to do with form and with your understanding, there's a shift going on, a shift into vertical perception. So it is not a magical step or anything. No, not at all. It's like, this is just, it has the result, that literally dissolves this, what you took for your reality for just a moment. Suddenly your body disappears in that recognition. And that's why it heals, because it is coming into a different, say, dimension altogether. It shifts into invisibility. And you said, like, well, I don't remember that happened. It's like, well, it did happen that way. Suddenly you felt the comfort and the embrace of the moment. And yes, your body disappeared for just a moment. You didn't have to render that in your hologram, because the whole hologram itself disappeared for just a moment. It had made no, it literally had no meaning for you in that instant. That's exactly when the healing took place. All right, so maybe there's more, maybe one more healing principle, miracle principle. Oh yeah, this is beautiful too. I inspire, this is what Jesus says, like, I inspire all miracles, which are really intercessions. They intercede for your holiness and makes your perceptions holy. By placing you beyond the physical laws, they raise you into the sphere of celestial order. In this order, you are perfect, right? That you can understand even, in this sphere, you are perfect. Going beyond your appearances, going beyond your understanding, entering deeply into peace. What could possibly be wrong with you? You literally enter into perfection. You could say like you enter into heaven. You just got into heaven for just an instant, recognizing this. It's like, yeah, absolutely. Wow, this is pretty great, isn't it? It's like, what a discovery today. What a discovery. Like just this little bit of faith in that a situation can be different than you see it offers you like everything. Like, I mean, everything. That's so amazing. Just like we said in the beginning with the biblical quote that I used from John, when Nathaniel said, "Oh, you know me from the fig tree. You saw me under the fig tree, sitting under the fig tree." And Jesus said, "Yeah, well, that's just the beginning. There's a little bit more where I recognize you from. Yeah, I'm going to offer you everything in a moment, and you will disappear into light. That's where I know you from." He didn't say it with these words, but in fact, it's the same thing. It's like, okay, so one more recognition here, and you jump into heaven. It's like this is how what is being offered. So yeah, that's so great. All right, so thank you so much for your patience, for your faith, for your all-inclusiveness, and say for your attempt to demonstrate this. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And see you soon.